So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I don't put any meat in this sauce because I think it's got plenty of flavor with just tomatoes, and it's healthier in some ways. If you're in a, if you don't want to eat any meat and you're a vegetarian and so forth. Sometimes we do put meat in it, ground beef. That's called ragu. It's a completely different recipe. We'll make it some other time. It's a little bit more involved. It takes a little bit more time, but it's really good, especially in the winter time, because you let it cook for a while with the vegetables, and the aroma just really through the kitchen kind of makes me hungry all day long. But that's probably why this is there. In the meantime, for our bruschetta, we'll make it really simple. We'll take olive oil, medium tomato, washed, obviously, and some garlic. So we'll cut off the tomato. I usually just cut the butt end off, and then I cut around here to take this part of it off. Do very thin slices. And tomatoes are kind of funny because as you start cutting them, the smaller the piece, the harder it is to cut because they kind of get soft on you. So be careful not to cut your fingers off. Does smell good. Now, some people put pepper. I'll add a little pepper, but it's not necessary. It's just, I know we like a little bit of pepper in there. Now, keep looking at the bread just because it will easily burn under the broiler. In fact, I need to rotate the tray. It's starting to get a little bit. You want it cooking until it's not really burned, but kind of firm on the top of it. And if you notice, this has gotten really, really dry. Again, I like it like that. You can turn it down a little bit to almost low, because at this point I really don't need it to evaporate even more, to reduce even more. And our bread is done. As you will see, it's toasted, and it's different levels of toastiness. So what we'll do, we need to get a plate, put it on, take the garlic, peel it. Then what I do is I cut a little piece off the end, and then we just rub it on the top of every piece. Just like that. And I tell you, love garlic. The rest of it, no, I better not eat it or my wife will kill me later. Then we take some olive oil and we drizzle it. I'll drizzle it like this. Takes less time. There we go. There we go. Doesn't have to be a lot of it. It doesn't have to be completely covered because it's just the flavor of the olive oil we're trying to get. And then next, we take the tomatoes that we've cut and we put it on some of them. I know some people may not like the tomatoes. Some people do. I happen to love tomatoes. They're really good for you, but some people don't, so I'll put a small piece. Some people, what they like to do is just rub the tomato on it to kind of get the flavor of the tomato, just like that. Let's make some of those. So you don't end up with a big tomato in your mouth, but at least you get really the full flavor of the bruschetta. Not quite full, but the flavor of the bruschetta. Now let's try some of the pasta. Yep. It's ready. Now, one important thing. Always got cold water on. I don't like to send extremely hot water down the sink piping. So, and be very careful when you pour this, sometimes you'll get steam in your face, but just slowly start to pour it out. There we go. And now, what I like to do, as I was saying, I take, put it in there. And turn up the heat a little bit. Stir it in. And what we're going to do, I also like to add a little bit of olive oil here in a second after we've got it nice and stirred in. Now, one thing to put on it when you serve it is Parmigiano Reggiano, Parmesan cheese. If you buy some though, buy the good stuff. It's worth it. You'll use less of it and you get better flavor, and it really makes a big difference on this dish. Saltare, this part of it, just really a minute or two, just enough to stir things together, bring the sauce and the pasta, just marry them together, if you will. Voila! Like right here with the pasta. That's all the good stuff here that we want. And you can cook the onion longer before you put the tomato in there. If you do that, the onion will get a lot smaller and a lot more transparent. I happen to like the flavor of onions, but that's it. It took probably, what, 15-20 minutes, and we got a nice plate of healthy pasta and a plate of bruschetta to go with it. Now a nice bottle of wine, and all is well. We'll see you for the next segment. We'll figure something else to cook and show how easy it is. I'm Roberto Cerini. Talk to you later.